Hey guys, we're going to look at Regents Prep number 3, and we're going to talk about writing equations. So a lot of these questions really don't have any mathematical computations involved. Some of them do, but the big idea is making connections with what the variable represents and what it means in the context of the question. So if you take a look at question 1, it says the owner of a small computer business has an employee, pays the employee $22, and the owner estimates his weekly profit using the function. So P is going to be the profit, and then says they want us to tell what X represents. So in this case, it tells us in the question what the equation is, and the 8,600 represents his starting amount, which is, in the case of if that person didn't work, that's how much money he made in the week. And then we have a minus 22x. It says he was paid an hourly rate of $22. So then we can make that connection because of what the 22 represents, that this is going to be B, how many hours that person worked that week. So if they worked 10 hours, it'd be 22 times 10. Okay. So let's take a look at another question. If you look at like question 2, for example, okay, we got Connor's going to a carnival. Admission is $4.50, and each ride costs 79 cents. He spends at most $16. So we talked about before at least and at most in class. And if you have to make, or if you have at most $16 to spend, that means he's walking in there with $16. So he's going to spend either less than 16 or 16 at the most. And for at least, if he has to make a certain amount of money in different types of questions, that means he's got to be above that amount. So it says in the question also, like we said, that it's a ride costs 79 cents. And in the question it'll tell us, it says R represents the number of rides. So what that means is that we got to pair those two together. So like in this case, for that reason, we can get rid of B and A, because this means that it's $4.50 a ride. But $4.50 was the amount that he started with that he had to pay to get into the carnival. And then from there, they're asking which of these makes the most sense, and that can be found by just substitution. So you can finish that question up very easily now. So let's go ahead and take a look at another question. We're going to take a look at question number 11. We got a cinema sold 150 tickets to a movie, and then they tell us the prices of the types of tickets, just like if you go to a real movie. Child tickets cost that amount, and adult tickets cost this amount. And it says they sold $1,470 of tickets. So they sold a certain amount of tickets, and they made $1,470. So now we got to pair these amounts together. So you want to pair like amounts together. So I'll pair like amounts together. That's a big idea with this. So in the case of the amounts of money, $775, $1025, and $1470, those should go together. So I know for that reason right now I can get rid of D, because the money amounts and the total are in different equations. Okay? And then for that reason also I can get rid of B. Now I'm looking at the differences between C and A right now, and hopefully you see those differences are with the variable. So in this case it says a child ticket costs $775. That means that it should be $775C, and adult tickets $1025. So the 10.25 should go with A. So for that reason, we can pick that it's going to be answer A. Okay. So again, use a little process of elimination. We want to pair like amounts together, but at the same time, you want to make sure that those variables, what they represent, which are clearly defined in the question, match up with what the equations represent. And notice how the differences between each choice are pretty small.